In this example, we want to simplify y squared minus x squared plus 6x minus 9. Again, we can see that this example has 4 different terms with 4 different degrees. So we're going to have to come up with a new method to solve this question. So again, let's solve this by breaking this apart and adding some brackets. As we can see, we have x squared plus 6x minus 9. So let's add brackets to this whole function and see if we can factor it out from here. So now we have y squared plus negative x squared plus 6x minus 9. But as we know, we don't like to have a negative in front of our first term, so let's factor out a negative from our brackets. So when we factor out a negative, this plus sign turns into a negative, and we're left with x squared minus 6x plus 9. So now let's factor out what's inside our brackets. So looking further, we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 that we have to factor. So to do this, we want to take our last term, find all the factors of 9 to see what add up to give us our middle term of negative 6. Our factors of 9 are 1 and 9, negative 1 and negative 9, negative 3 and negative 3, and positive 3 and positive 3. If we add all of these up, we get 1 plus 9 equals 10, negative 1 plus negative 9 is negative 10, negative 3 plus negative 3 is negative 6, and 3 plus 3 is 6. Our middle term is negative 6, so we're going to use these two numbers of negative 3 and negative 3. So when we factor this out, we have two sets of brackets. The first term is always our variable of x, and then our second term is our two factors that add to 6. So we have minus 3 and minus 3. But a simpler way of writing this would just be x minus 3 all squared. So now we're going to replace this x minus 3 squared with our brackets on the left. So we have y squared minus x minus 3 all squared. Now if we can recognize this, we can see that we have perfect squares. We have a y squared and we have an x minus 3 all squared, and we're subtracting these two terms. So that means we can apply our perfect squares method. So again, we're going to have two brackets. The first term of the bracket is the square root of our first term. So we have y in each bracket, and then one bracket's going to be plus, and the next bracket's going to be minus. And our second term of each bracket is going to be the square root of x minus 3 squared. So that would just be x minus 3. Now we need to feed this positive through and this negative through into the brackets, and we're left with y plus x minus 3, all multiplied by y negative x plus 3. So these two factors are our final answer, and you can double check this by using distribution laws to see if you get the original question.